We're back again with a bevy of some of the most popular beers, at least in the United States, if not the world. Which light beer is truly the best? We're going to find that out right here today on Drinking with Craig and Roger.
Welcome back. I'm Roger.
And I'm Craig. We had such a surprise hit out of the middle of nowhere with our previous Battle of the Dad Beers that we knew we had to come back with the Battle of the Light Beers.
Son of Battle of the Dad Beers.
Yeah.
Battle of the Dad Beers was focused on traditional American lagers. Those beers were popular from the 30s through the 60s. I think by today's standards could be called session beers. They were less than 5% ABV. You could drink these session beers, all day long, and I knew some people who did. And, at 150 calories a pop, that adds up. And so they affectionately got a little tummy, which was called a beer belly. These light beers all have about 100 calories, more or less, in them.
Give or take 10.
How they get these calories down is to use some different grains that don't have as many carbohydrates in them. And these all have a lower percentage of alcohol, therefore lower calories.
Yep.
The very first light beer to be successful in this country was Miller Lite.
It has a third less calories than a regular beer. It's less filling, and it tastes terrific, too.
It came out in 1975, and since that time there have been many more. And the candidates for best light beer in this show are Amstel Lite, a visitor from Holland.
What I think will probably be my favorite, but I have purchased this legitimately before as a beer I wanted to drink and not just a light beer.
Bud Light, son of the famous king of beers. Coors Light, which was developed late enough that it was never only available west of the Mississippi.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds is not going to risk his license and freedom for a Coors Light, I don't think.
Corona Light.
Corona Light. Very popular. We'll see. I don't know if you're on the beach or something.
And the next two are Heineken.
Yeah, straight out of Holland. And we've got Heineken Light, which I've definitely heard of, and then this Heineken Silver, which I have not.
Keystone Light, made by the Coors Company as a less expensive light beer and very popular with fraternity boys.
Then we got Labatt Blue out of Canada, right?
That's right.
So, okay, that could be good. That could be good.
Yeah.
And then this one I had never heard of, Medallita from Puerto Rico, in this adorable little 7-ounce bottle.
Michelob Ultra, the last word in light beers.
Might be the last place in light beers. Bam.
Miller Lite, Milwaukee's best light. We have Natural Light.
Natty Light. Oof. This could definitely be the worst of the bunch.
And finally, Yuengling Light Lager.
A lot of the comments on our last video said that, Yuengling Light is pretty good.
Light beers get their calories down by having a lower alcoholic content. And so it's about 2/3 that of a regular beer.
Yep.
So just for fun,
We're being very cheeky.
we're going to take a regular Miller High Life.
Yeah, we're going to add 1/3 water to 2/3 High Life and add it into the blind. Let's see where it ranks, just for fun.
Just for fun.
So to help us make this decision, 15 at one time, that's just too much in one go to pick out favorites. We're going to do it in a sort of a playoff bracket style, right? So we are going to start with 5 at a time, and we're going to pick our 2 favorites and our least favorite of each of those and set them aside. And then at the end, we'll have the 6 winners go up against each other for the title of the top 3, as well separately as our 3 least favorites to contend for worst in show. So we will have our assistants prepare the blind tasting, and let there be light. And we'll start round 1. We have 5 beers here, going numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for you to follow along. Let's get into it.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well,
Definitely a mild lager.
yeah, it's very mild. There's not much going on there.
Very, very mellow and sort of sweet.
First impression, I am not impressed. I just say that. I don't know if I want to sip on that all night. Personally.
Well, I don't know. Let's plow onward, and then we'll come back. And
Yeah, first impressions here.
Number two.
Oh, now this one has more malt going on. I definitely get more on the nose.
A little heavier body, not much, but a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. There's a little bit more going on here. The flavor is
A very mild lager.
very mild lager. Yeah. I like that better, but it's definitely missing something on the back end there.
All right, number three.
Ooh, now this one smells a little off. A little metallic.
I don't taste metallic, but
I do.
It's got a little something in there.
I'm not liking that. Oh, wow. What is that? Let me take a little cracker for the palate cleanse.
Yeah, there's a little off taste towards the center of the taste profile.
I totally smell. I mean, it smells like kind of like if it came in a can, it smells like the can it came in. After having a cracker, the flavor isn't bad. I'm not getting a whole lot there either, really. And I definitely don't like the smell. So first impression, this is my least favorite so far.
Onward.
Oh, I like that one. This
Fairly nice little body on it. Yeah.
yeah, and
Very malty.
initial punch of flavor just has more going on.
Malty, yeah.
Yeah, maltier, maybe a little bit of hops even. Yeah, this tastes like a little bit better beer than the others so far, and I think maybe a little heavier body as well.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so far my favorite.
All right.
There we go. Oh boy.
It's got a nice nose.
I do believe we have found one of the Heinekens here. Kind of has that signature, slightly skunky smell, but not in a bad way. But, you know, if you've had a Heineken, you kind of know it's got a little bit different note to it. Pretty good, though. I mean, if you like a Heineken, it's got more hops at the end, that's for sure. This is the hoppiest of any of the ones we've had, in my opinion. What do you think?
These two are very close.
I think so too. Right initial impressions, I think number 4 and 5 are the definite standouts. Now, this one is seeming pretty clear to me, actually.
I'm going to go back and take a little sip of each of them and then...
Absolutely. I'm gonna work in reverse order here myself. Yep, number 4 is nice, but less going on. Number 3, what happened to you? 2. Oh, 2 snuck its way back in there for me.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think 1 is probably the least favorite of this group. It's probably the watered down Miller, but...
That's what I was thinking. This kind of seems like it's been a little watered down. But actually for me, I mean, I think this is my second lowest. This number 3, something is wrong with number 3.
Yeah.
Straight up wrong, I think. So, that smell. So I'm moving my number 3 all the way to the back. This is my worst in show, for sure. This one I'm going to eliminate. That number 2 is nice. Creamy, kind of creamy tasting. Geez, now between 2 and 4, this is getting a little tough. Let's see if 5 is still my standout.
No, I think, all things considered, I would pick 2 and 5. 4 is a little more mild. These have a little bit more character.
This 5 is the most character for sure. 5 is a definite keeper for me. So now I'm just between 2 and 4. I'm laughing at your face. You don't seem like you're having fun with this tasting, which I can't blame you for. I mean, we are craft beer drinkers typically and very local. We usually drink local beers. We like beers with a lot of flavor. So, you know, it's not the funnest tasting for us. But, you know, there are times when light beer's always there, or maybe you want something light, you know, or maybe the place doesn't have anything else. And then it's the time. I mean, I'll still take it. You know what I mean?
My decision is 2 and 5 are the best ones.
2 and 5 are the winners for sure. Okay. They are going to take this round. And now your worst of. Which one is your worst?
Well,
I picked 3.
I think I'm going to go with 3 as well.
Yeah.
1 has a pretty nice taste. It just seems a little thin to me.
Yeah.
But the 3 has a taste I don't like quite as well.
I'm right there with you. Yeah,
so
you got it.
So that's my reject.
Yeah.
And then I'm thirsty, so
we have many miles of light beers left to go.
There we are. Off to the next round.
Okay, here we go. So we got 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Whew. Don't smell anything.
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot there in the taste either. And it's not super pleasant either.
Bubbly at the end. Something's different.
I'm getting a little bit of that metallic taste that I got in our previous worst. And it's got it in the smell too. A little bit. And what all I could describe it as metallic.
Okay.
Well, first impression, not great.
Well, it's malty, but there's not very much in the way of hops or much of anything else.
Yeah, I'd agree. Pretty thin and just not a good flavor.
Yeah.
Moving on to number 2.
Number 7.
Ooh, I think Chance it's something more exotic.
Yeah,
Possibly the other Heineken Lite here. That's definitely better, although also thin.
Kind of a little bit, tastes a little soapy to me right after you.
I could see that.
Yeah, a little soapy.
It's that distinct. I associate this probably with Heineken, but it could be one of the other imports. Yeah, and it's a little light on the end. Almost gets a little appley tasting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Oh.
Not the worst. Not the worst.
8. Oh, that's the best so far to me. I mean,
it's pretty good. Yeah, I know.
Order.
This one has a nice taste up front, but real light finish, and I don't love the finish on it. I don't think it's...
The hops is almost non-existent in it, I think. Anyway.
And it has, in the smell, just a hint of the metallicness. I'm finding this metallic thing is a recurring theme. Interesting.
Are you sure it's not because you like Metallica?
Judging by this, I would not like Metallica. You moved on to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which is really number 9.
Oh, yes, number 9. Number 9. Any Beatles fans? Okay.
Well, that's the way that goes.
You're going to turn it into a white beer.
There we go.
This one's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
This is good in the way that I don't see anything bad in it. I don't, it's good in negative ways. It's not bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm finding this tasting to be a lot simpler and easier than the Battle of the Dad beers because these are pretty clear. Like, yeah, it's either bad or it's pretty good.
Yeah. Or at least not bad.
Yeah, it's either bad or not bad.
That's it. Okay.
Tastes a little foreign to me. A little foreign, but pretty good. Okay, number 5. Number 10. Oh, that's weird.
It's just kind of sweet and,
I don't dislike it,
No.
actually. It just kind of tasted lightly of prunes, like some kind of stewed
A
fruit.
little sweet, yeah.
Definitely sticks out.
All right, I'm going to go back one more time and then make my decisions here.
Yeah, I'm gonna let's take a cracker here. Cracker break.
Roger, want a cracker?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Oh my God, Siri. Alexa, stop. Alexa, what's the best light beer?
A top search result for light beer on Amazon is Q Mixer's Light Ginger Beer, Premium Cocktail Mixer, 7.5 fluid ounces, pack of 24. It's rated 4.6 stars by more than 8,200 customers. It's $21.48 with delivery by March 22nd. Choose this or another option in your Amazon cart to purchase this.
Alexa, stop! Alexa, stop!
Can
What?
you say that again?
What's the best American light beer?
A top search result for American light beer on Amazon is Brewer's Best Home Brew Beer Ingredient Kit. 5 stars. 4.8 stars by 8.
Yeah, now back to the beers. Number 6. Nope, that's definitely going to the back. Watery as heck.
Yeah, that. 7 is better.
7 is much better. Moving 7 forward. 6 goes back.
8 is about the same as 7, to my taste. 9 is not as much character as the others.
8 is solid. 8 is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Okay, 9. Yeah, 9, not as much character, and has a little bit of a skunky
And 10,
slash metallic
10
off flavor.
is kind of thin and watery too. So I'm going to
You think
go.
so?
Yeah, I'm going to go with 7 and 8.
10, while being slightly thin, is the most unique of the bunch. I'm not sure I've had a beer with this flavor before, period. I'm going to note 10 as most interesting so far, but not my favorite.
I dislike 9 less than I dislike 10. So it's between 6 and 10 here for the worst.
Oh, it's vying for worst. It's got to be 6, right? There's just nothing here.
There is a nice little funky aftertaste in this one.
Okay, just a hint of like grape
A
must
hint.
or something.
Yeah, and also a little bit of hops there in that finish in 6, but 10 doesn't have it. So my
9 tastes like it has something off with it.
maybe
We're going between
Okay.
9 and 10 for worst.
Well, I think you're complaining because you don't like the taste of 9, but I think it's more exciting to the tongue than 10. All right.
We'll put 10 in. You want to move it to? Are we moving 2 into the worst in show?
Why not?
9 and 10. Moving on for the worst in show because we couldn't come to an agreement. And then 7 and 8 moving on because they're both,
They're pretty okay.
They're pretty okay.
There.
Nailed it.
There we are.
Round 3. Let's get it on. Here we go.
All right.
We are starting with number 11. That's pretty nice. I mean,
It's
overall
very mild.
pleasant
It's mild.
flavor. Nothing wrong with it though. Nothing wrong with it.
No.
It's not turning on the end, and it has a nice, graceful little, not crescendo, but deceleration of the flavor towards the end. Number 2, not the best.
No, it's
Number 12.
yeah. It's I taste the tiny bit of hops it has up
Hops.
forward.
Hops on the end.
And the
Yeah,
forward,
on the finish.
and the forward too.
Oh,
you know.
okay. I'm gonna give it another sip here.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of the taste, right at the beginning and then at the end.
Not my favorite. Kind of reminds me. This could be like a Bud or a Miller. Just a guess.
Well, it just got a little bit of hops at the beginning, then it gets nice and sort of soft and malty, and then you get. All right, onward. I'm gonna go to
13.
number 13. Yeah. A little bit more of smell.
Pretty nice. Solid. For what this is, it's solid.
And a little more interesting.
Yeah, a little more interesting. It's got a nice flavor, and the flavor doesn't even change. It stays like the same flavor and just kind of...
Throughout, yeah. And
It doesn't go zip at the end of the flavor like a lot of them. It just goes like...
I don't know. The
fine.
finish seems maybe a little soapy to me.
I'm not disliking it. We'll come back.
I don't dislike it. I'm just
We'll
saying
come back.
it's sort of.
I haven't tasted the soap yet, but I might on our second.
Well, we'll see. Okay, 14.
Definite bread on the back end, which is not a bad thing.
No, this is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, not a bad thing. This is maybe one of the most beery tasting beers I've had so far. Makes me think. It reminds me of that kind of Miller High Life profile, which is bread upon bread.
Yeah. The hops are very mild in it.
Very mild, but I get a lot of bread.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It's pretty. The flavor is kind of jumping out a little bit.
Okay.
It's standing out.
All right. So
Number 15. There's that metal. There's that metallic finish.
yeah.
Don't like that. What do you take? What is that? What do you interpret this metallic flavor that I'm getting?
It begins very nice.
Yeah, good
And
start.
it's got a pretty good middle. The end, yeah, I think you're right. It's a tiny bit metallic.
I wonder if
It's
all
not-
the ones from cans are tasting metallic. That would be strange because that doesn't happen with other beers.
No,
it can't be.
It
the
doesn't.
cans.
No, it can't be the can.
I'm moving
Anyway,
this back just because all the ones that have had that negative flavor to me, I'm moving back because that's my least favorite flavor. I don't want to be drinking metal all night.
All
I
right,
mean, I'll be
well,
listening to metal, but not drinking it. Cracker time, then we're gonna run back through.
I could drink that if I had to, but I think you're right.
Kind of light. Not too much going on there. It moves back.
This one, again, very, very nice, but it's not got anything very interesting.
It's in the middle for me. 13. little more interesting. I'm moving
Definitely
it forward
more
a little
interesting.
bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Moving it forward. 14. Still the most beery. It's staying up there.
Let's go up there. Yeah.
This is pretty easy. That's pretty nice too. 15 is pretty nice too. Don't think I'm catching that metallic note now.
No, I didn't.
Oh, just barely at the end. So, what I'm going to do, it's a little easier for me to determine the worst. I'm going to start between 11 and 12 as the worst. There's just nothing going on at all.
Yeah, it's
There's
quite
nothing going
plain
on
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one has more character.
Yep, agreed. This is the worst. Number 11 is the worst.
13 and 14 are my best.
Oh, okay. You have already ruled out 15.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
It's not as interesting.
14 is a standout. Let me go between 13 and 15 again. I saw a technique on a wine blind tasting video when you start to kind of have trouble. Smell your own hand. Apparently it's a smell
I
reset.
should have bathed this week.
13, it's fine. It's a little thin.
I'm going to say that 15 is even thinner than 13.
You're right. There's just nothing there. So 13 and 14 are going to be the ones that are moving on to the final. And number 11.
That one goes to the...
It goes to the worst in show.
That's it.
So fare thee well.
Fare thee well, and we will come back
Yeah.
with the final rounds.
This is it. This is for all the
lack of money.
Here we are. We are now basement dwelling. These are our 4 least favorites from the whole tasting. I can't say I'm looking forward to it. Let's get into it.
Number 3, right?
Ugh, still smells dreadful. That metallic smell, I mean, immediately hits me in the nostrils.
It has a reasonable
Permeates.
body at the beginning, but then it sort of waters off and is kind of watery at the end.
Permeates the whole thing. I got to do a little cracker break just to cleanse my palate. It's going to infect everything else.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm already infected.
You do you.
All right. Now, number 9.
We rank this as one of our worst.
Well, it's better than number 3, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely better than number 3. Number 10 is fine. It's just different. It's the most different of all of them.
It's very watery.
In a way.
Very,
I mean,
very,
it is
very
very
thin.
watery. It's very thin. I give it that. Interesting, though. 11 is clearly like, why did this end up in something so bad? Because 11 is pretty decent. By comparison to these, like 11 shouldn't even be in this tasting. It's by far the best of the losing beers, in my opinion.
But it was probably up against a lot tougher composition.
Must have
than these
been.
other
That
3.
third heat was doozy.
Yeah, so
yeah, this is definitely not the worst.
Okay, so we're going to pull that one back because it's
Yeah.
not okay.
For me
10
personally, yeah, go ahead.
10 is not much of anything.
It's still unique to me. It's still kind of unique. I'm leaving it. It's not my worst. That's for sure. It is not my worst.
It doesn't have as much character as even 9. It's just
Okay,
it's just-
listen.
there's
No,
just
this
not-
is very clear. Number 3 is the worst. It is flawed. This is a flawed beer. Okay, great. It has character, but the character sucks. This sucks. This is pure metal. I'm drinking a can here.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you that I think number 10 deserves to be at the very bottom because it is so thin and there's nothing there.
That's not true.
That is the truth. And number 3 maybe deserves to be at the bottom because it's got a very metallic taste, but it's certainly got a lot more character, even if you don't like the character, than number 10. 10 is very like pablum, you know.
What do you think these are?
Ah, that's a good
I
question.
have a guess. I don't know why. I've never had it. I've never had most of these. I'm guessing number 10 is the Medallita.
The one from Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. I think so. I think that would sort of explain some things. And number 3 could be Keystone. That's the bargain basement beer.
Keystone,
from
maybe
Coors.
Natty Light. We are, I guess,
I think
begrudgingly going to list
tie.
number 3 and 10 as a tie for worst in show.
So, do we have a revealing here?
A revealing. Ellen, hit us with the stone cold truth.
Ta-da! Number 2.
I knew it! It was the Medallita!
Yes, I guessed it.
It's not the worst, but but there's not a whole lot going on here outside of that unique note. Okay, all right,
And
we were right.
Number 3.
Okay. Well, Milwaukee, you can keep it. I'm not shocked. That's interesting. Now, please, for the love of God, give us our 6 favorites and let's try something decent.
Okay, there we go. And now we are ready for the final showdown of 6 beers for best in show.
I'm glad we're drinking the good ones. Or the better ones. I mean, let's be honest, this has been, not the funnest tasting we've ever had in our lives. These are not the best beers, period.
They cannot compare to single malt Scotch whiskeys.
For 2. Not bad.
It's a very nice lager.
Yep.
I can actually taste a little bit of the hops in the finish.
A little bit.
Okay, now we have 5, right?
Now we got one of the Heinekens. That's got some body to it.
It's not a Pilsner or a lager. It doesn't taste like it. It probably is, but it doesn't. It's got a...
Technically, but it's unique.
It's
I think
different.
it definitely sets itself apart.
Number 7.
Might be the other Heineken. That's pretty good.
Actually, I'm going to move that one forward. I'm going to move this one backwards because I like that one better.
I'm going to quickly take a step back to the previous one.
No, I like that one better.
Coming off of that one, I caught a touch of metallicness, but this one has more hops to it.
Yeah.
That's the difference between these two. This one is hoppier for sure. Now we got number 8. That's pretty good. That's a solid beer right there.
I'm going to move that up there with number 7. Okay. Now we're number
13.
13. Okay.
A little thin. A little thin compared to the rest, I think.
Yeah. Towards the finish, I don't think I like it as well as these other 2.
Now it tastes a little more artificial. Not as much going on.
All right, and our final candidate.
14.
14.
Nice and creamy. Doesn't have much of a finish to it.
No, and not a lot of hops anywhere in it.
Nope. But still well made. This feels well made.
It's well made.
There's
yeah.
no flaws here.
All right, I'm going to make another trip through these and keep these 3 up in front.
You might see little snippets, but we're going to do our thing and try to determine the top 3. Firmly in the back. I got nothing there. Nothing. The hops on the finish set it apart. I'll put it in the middle. 7 is a nice balanced one.
It has no off flavors.
It's a serious business. There's billions of dollars on the line here.
Millions of people's opinion about this stuff is going to change because of what
It's going to change. So no flavor in it is going to turn on me. Like, this is a well-made beer.
Yeah, you can drink that one for a long time and you won't get any problems with it.
I like that bready finish on 14.
My initial thoughts here. You can't choose?
I
You want to
can't
have a tie
choose.
for first place?
I think we should tie for first place. I think 7 and 8. And third place is number 14. That's what I think. I mean, I think they share the podium. Is based on your preference.
Okay.
If you are a craft beer drinker or if you're a Heineken fan, I think 7 is going to be your pick. It's a little more unique, a little more funky. There's more going on. It's pretty well made.
14 gets second place, and then
And 2 gets third.
2 gets third place.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. They share the podium. Bam!
All right.
These are bad boys here.
Third place.
All right. I'm closing the eyes.
Number 2.
Third place.
Coors Light.
Wow! Wow! I was prepared to hate this thing. Let's take a sip knowing it's Coors Light. Wow! Wow, nice showing, Coors Light. I mean, you had, some competition. Okay, all right.
And
There we go.
Second place.
I got my horse blinders
Drum
on.
roll.
Yep, second place.
Bum.
Second place.
Miller Lite,
No freaking way!
the original one.
Oh my god! Wow! Wow, my friend Jamie Ertz is not too far off. Like, nice choice, dude. And it's warm. It's room temp now. Like,
It's still good.
if it sucked, we would know.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
it's
I'm
good.
impressed.
Now for our tie.
The
Okay.
tie for the winners. I cannot wait to see.
Okay.
regular Heineken Lite.
And
It's a
wait,
well-balanced
number
beer.
8.
Keystone wins!
No!
Oh,
Both of these win? Wow! Holy crap!
That put Coors, two of Coors beers in the top 3 categories.
Wow! Holy crapoly!
Number 5 that you kept thinking was Heineken?
Mm-hmm. Was it Amstel?
Nope.
Oh, Corona Light, number 5. It has a little bit of character to it. Heineken Silver tries to taste like something else. It's not Heineken. If you like Heineken, don't get Heineken Silver, get Heineken Light.
Keystone has a reputation for being inexpensive and whatever.
Yeah, I thought it
Well,
might
and-
suck. Was it the cheapest?
Pretty much, I think.
Wow. I mean, I'm pretty surprised by the results. Which one was the Amstel? I thought I would love the Amstel. What did I say?
Yeah,
What? It was one of my least favorites?
Yeah.
And which
This
one,
happens every time!
Which one was the Miller that was diluted?
Yeah, which one was it? It had to be number 1.
No. That was...
No?
No. Number 1 was Michelob Ultra.
Bam! Yeah, there ain't nothing there. What was
The
the...
diluted Miller was number 12.
What did we think of it?
You said it had a little hops. It probably had rice because it was...
It wasn't the worst.
By any
It
means.
wasn't the worst.
So your hypothesis was you could take a normal beer and just add the water to it to turn the calories down and it would pretty much taste the same.
Yeah,
It wasn't
the
our
best one.
favorite and it wasn't our least favorite. We are going to congratulate Keystone Light of all things and Heineken Light as the kings of the light beers in our tasting and everything we were willing to buy. But please comment, like, and please subscribe. It really helps the channel. We love doing this.
So, till next time,
Sure.
cheers.
All right. There we go.
Oh, God. You did
It's a
a
wrap.
job doing something with that.
Yeah.
I think we need to pour all this stuff out and have a real beer.